On the 8th of December, the internet was all abuzz with the latest failures of Star Wars Battlefront II. WCCF Tech had the article posed as Call of Duty World War II sold 5 times better than Star Wars Battlefront II in November. US video game sales rose 9% in November from a year ago, 842 million, led by Call of Duty World War II, with 4.4 million sold, according to the MPD, but it was a disappointing month for Electronic Arts, whose high-profile Star Wars Battlefront II sold just 882,000 copies, which is just below a million units. 4.4 million is exactly 5 times of 882,000. There are some caveats. These numbers only consider the US retailers, but if I recall correctly, Star Wars didn't sell very good overseas either. We believe in the loyalty of the Star Wars fan base. The game's appeal for a holiday gift and the release for Star Wars The Last Jedi on December 15th will result in the sales of the game bouncing back, theoretically. And this is somewhat of an astute observation. EA knows that a lot of parents who aren't keeping up with this and don't really care what's going on in the gaming industry will probably just grab the game for their kids, put it in a box after Black Friday, and then when Christmas rolls around, bing, bang, boom, a whole shit ton of units just start selling, and they're hoping that the piggyback off of the next Star Wars movie will make up for the sales slump that they've been in. There is a strong possibility that movie hype will win out over common sense, but thus far, EA has paid a stiff penalty for their hubris. The article states here 882,000 units isn't anything to be embarrassed about, but some will be undoubtedly happy that Star Wars Battlefront II failed. Well, it isn't about being happy that Star Wars Battlefront II failed. It's about being happy that the gaming community and the consumer fought back. That's the real victory here, in my eyes. When I look at this, I see it as people saw that they were being manipulated. They saw they were being lied to. They saw that they were being treated as if they were mindless drones or automatons whose only function was to buy whatever shit EA put out and whatever money-making schemes they could place inside of the game. Honestly, EA did not foresee people fighting back. That's why all of this is blown up in their face. I'm pretty sure EA stayed the course. They had their plans laid out with how they were going to release every game as if nothing happened. They were not expecting people to turn around and go, this is bullshit, fuck you. That was the wrench in the system. All of a sudden you're like, what the fuck? You mean these people, what? They're not going to buy this? They're not happy with the microtransactions? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, they're insisting that we cut our research outlay by 60%. Of course I told them to fuck off.
Good for you, Don.
But then, out loud, I said I'd consider it.
Of course, Don. Exactly the right thing to do. Play with them.
So, where are we with that, Marv?
With what, Don?
Our restructuring plan?
You mean the thing that you just mentioned just now?
Yeah.
Oh, we're on top of that, Don.
Good.
And instead of pulling the ripcord on everything, they're just like, okay, just leave Need for Speed the way it is unless people complain. UFC put out the beta. If anybody complains, we'll just draw it back. The fact that they turned off microtransactions so quickly and simply proved that it was something they didn't need. They even went as far as telling shareholders that all of the controversy would not affect sales and the overall predicted money they'd make for the game. And apparently, they were dead fucking wrong. This is a victory for the consumer. This will send a message to the industry. We are not to be fucked with. Do not underestimate us. Do not treat us like we're fucking morons. It's a hobby. And most of the gamers are old enough to realize when they're being shit on, you know? Most gamers today are, over 16. Most gamers have jobs. We're fully capable of having cognitive ability and rationalization. If we see that we are being manipulated, we're able to go, no. That's what this proved. EA learned a valuable lesson. But then again, it's EA. It's a business. It's a corporation. And the only thing that they understand is when they're hitting the wallet. Now they're scrambling. But I'm curious to see if this will actually change them at all. Or will they just stay to the same sort of bullshit muncher tactics they've been known for? Hopefully the next Star Wars game won't be littered with this sort of BS. And hopefully other publishers will sit there and go, you saw what the hell happened at EA? Roll that shit back, you idiot. That also brings us to our next story. the fact that Star Wars Battlefront 2's premium currency may not return in the games. EA's chief financial officer recently said the publisher is considering how to bring it back or not. Before, EA was dead set on bringing back the microtransactions, and they made no bones about it. They let people know that this is only temporary. Now they're considering not to even bother at all, due to the overwhelming negativity and setbacks, and money lost. EA pulled the plug on the microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront 2 shortly after release. Actually, before the major release. Before the regular folks got their hands on it. Those peddling cheap bastards who bought this standard edition. DICE's general manager Oscar Gabrielson said the ability to purchase crystals in games will become available at a later date, after EA made the system a little more palatable for players. Now, however, it appears that they might actually be gone for good. We turned the MTX off as an opportunity to work on the progression system inside the game. We're continuing to do that. I think there are updates this week and again next week, CFO Blake Jurgensen said earlier this week at the NASDAQ Investors Conference via Gixel. Over time, we will address how we want to bring MTX either into the game or not, and what form we will decide to bring it into. This is good news, inevitably. It's not guaranteed they won't bring back loot boxes, but only time will tell. I personally have a feeling they'll bring back microtransactions if the controversy dies down. As we all know, in the gaming industry, people have a very short attention span and a very short memory. They tend to forget very quickly. And as we all know, the game's already been data mined, and there will most likely be skins for characters in the game, giving people a little bit more personalization or customization of the character. Not much, though. It's limited, unfortunately. That might be reason enough to bring back microtransactions and go, hey, look, see? There's no weapons and no credits in here. It's all skins, just like Overwatch. Aren't you happy? And people will be more receptive to it, but there will still be complaints, in all honesty. In the end, EA has screwed the pooch and they're burning for it. And deservedly so. For too long, EA has destroyed IPs. EA has destroyed studios. EA has killed good ideas. EA has killed creativity, all in the name of the almighty dollar. That guy from the Video Game Awards, sitting there going, EA's always been good to me. Yeah, EA was real good to a lot of other developers too, till the developers didn't perform well. So I wouldn't sit there and hail them as heroes. It's like, yeah, well, that girl I'm dating, she cheated on all her boyfriends and stole their money and got one put in jail for fake rape charges, but she's always been good to me. I really think things are turning around now. That sort of weird mentality. And on that note, I may as well get the hell out of here because I'm days behind on game news like you wouldn't believe. Well, I'm sure you'd believe. Ah, God. If only I could just pump out videos faster. Stupid responsibilities. Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. If not, to hell with it. You know how it is. I can't expect anyone to give more of a shit than me in the age of apathy. But if you so choose to follow me, you only make my voice louder in an industry of apologists, fence riders, and cowards. Corporate shills, and douchebags that are in this specifically to make money. They know who they are. They know who they are. Some of them play both sides of the field and pretend to be for the people. I am a man of the people. And I say keep hope alive. Keep on rocking in the free world. Neil Young, take that.